Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Now it's time for our WNBA two-pack here from Ramon Scott for the two games on the board on Thursday. You'll find his pre-plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's bring Ramon in right now, ready to roll WNBA. Ramon, what's going on?
Yeah, Tony, thanks a lot for having me again. As always, another night of Commissioner's Cup action in the WNBA. Just rolling some women's basketball here every night as we get ready for our men's basketball finally on Thursday night. So it should be a fun night of hoops.
Absolutely. So let's get underway here with the women here competing against the men on action here on Thursday. Sky and Mystics head to head here. We see the Sky on the road lane, 4.5 total, 156.5.
Yeah, just watch out for the paparazzi there, Tony. Okay, let's roll with the Mystics here and the Sky in this one. Tony, as you mentioned, hey, the Mystics obviously coming in. Their story here is, being winless at this point, Tony. That's been not something the Washington Mystics have been used to over the last few years with Elena Delle Donne and the quality franchises they've been, but that puts you up against the eight ball when you lose your top player like that. You don't get any, compensation or anything like that. Like, maybe you should, but that's just not how it works. So the Mystics have had a real rough time of it, but they've, got to cover here and there. They failed three of the last four, including a 76-59 loss at Connecticut, getting 13 points. But got the Chicago Sky coming in here, Tony. I don't want to be a drama king here with you, but just a short time before we came on the air, a little bit of an incident, really, but was it really an incident? Right now, there's a lot of speculation what's going on. Just a guy with a camera harassing the Sky's controversial player, Kennedy Carter, outside of the team hotel, getting off the bus. Didn't look like much, but to me, what it looks like is the Sky are not focused on playing basketball. If there is something to this, Tony, and it's a incident you regret, there's no doubt about it. But the Sky seem to be bringing a lot of attention on themselves for things that aren't really necessarily related to basketball. So this is a young team. All of a sudden, my tune is changing on this club. I think I burned $100 bill, Tony, putting a big little C note on them to win this thing this year, or at least compete and maybe give me some equity, because right now they look like a team that's totally distracted. They've lost 4 or 5. We know they were going to be kind of up against it coming in. I obviously have them overrated in the mental aspects, I feel like, of the game. They've lost 4 or 5, failed two straight, including an 88-75 loss versus the New York Liberty at home on Tuesday. Now playing some tough teams certainly here, but Washington won all four last year. Obviously, a totally different club. Washington all covered three of those, and they were a favorite in all those games. They're going to be an underdog here to the Sky at home. Forget about it, Tony. The Mystics going to get their first win here on Thursday night. I would think the Sky don't. I don't think they're ready to play a basketball game against anybody here tomorrow. The pressure will be on them once again, and I don't think they've been looking too good. In fact, they lost, remember, to the Indiana Fever and practically threw a temper tantrum. I'm going to take the Washington Mystics here. I'll take them plus the points, but I'm going to be sprinkling that money line Mystics to get their first win of the season on Thursday night.
All right, Ron Scott, click the link below for his best bet. Sky and Mystics. The pick here will be the Mystics. There's 3.5s, there's 4s, there's 4.5s. Do your line shopping. We see 4.5s right now. Great Ramon on that number. Guys, be sure to use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off on all best bets. All right, let's continue here on our WNBA two-pack for the two-game card here. We get ready here for the next game. Liberty at Dream. Liberty 6.5, total 164.5.
Well, I like being at the Tony's Pick Sportsbook. They give me the best number every time. All right, Tony, let's take a look at it here with the Liberty. 6.5, maybe even, maybe this one's moving too. We'll see. Come when you watch this video, folks, appreciate everybody who watches our coverage here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. The Liberty come in 8-2. Just 3-7 against the spread. That's part of their storyline this season for gamblers, but they've covered two straight. Let's be clear now. It was versus Indiana. It was at Chicago. Two teams aren't going too good right now, but out of that 3-7 against the spread, 2-2 against the spread on the road. We know the Liberty are good. They're favored a lot. They're going to be favored here at the Dream. Now the Dream play pretty good defense. They're 4-3, 3-4 against the spread overall, but 1-3 against the spread right now at home. Liberty won 3 of 4 last year. Tony, they won here at Atlanta by 26 points as a 6 point favorite and by 30 points as a 7 point favorite. Now, I think the Dream might be okay this season when you have pretty good defensive numbers. I think that's a great place to start. If anything, this team right now, they might be the same team they were last year. Maybe the Dream a little bit improved. We do want to see a little bit more from them at this point. I think we were expecting a little bit more, but again, these other teams have built up pretty quickly as well. So maybe they're just kind of up against it a little bit. To me, it feels like the same thing kind of as last, especially with Ionescu, probably be able to have a pretty big game here, I would think, Tony, in this one. The Liberty, I've been critical of their defense. It's one area where, as good as they are, it looks like they have improved. I'm going to, up my defensive ratings a little bit on them. I just think in this matchup, Tony, they might have a serious edge over Atlanta matchup wise. I don't think those, maybe 26-30. It was a little bit different last year, although the Liberty were certainly, I would think, every bit as good as they were last year. And this Dream is still kind of the same team. So 26 and 30 points on the road, I'm going to feel comfortable here, especially if we're seeing maybe that separation. The big teams got off again on Wednesday night. So I'm going to lay the points here with the Liberty on the road on Thursday night over the Dream.
All right, well, Scott here. Click the link below for his premium picks. Liberty and Dream. The pick here will be Liberty, laying the 6.5. All right, we got you through this 2-pack here from the WNBA for the card on Thursday. Now it is time to turn our attention to Tony'sPicks.com for the Thursday card, an 8-game card here from Major League Baseball, as well as Action WNBA. Of course, NBA Finals. Of course, you can see Ramon here enjoying a great MLB over the last 30 days, 723 units of profit. Also showing great profit in the WNBA, over 1,000 units combined from those two sports. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Tony, did you say the NBA Finals are on Thursday night? Finally, we get our series here. Hopefully, there's no rust on those guys, but that's our featured attraction. Of course, I'll be involved with a premium selection in the NBA Finals. Game 1, Boston versus Dallas. Tony, I'm on record. I'll give it here on the show, maybe if I may. I'm taking the Dallas Mavericks. They sound like a public dog to me, but still getting a nice price at 175. And I also did take a shot here early on with a 4-game sweep at 22-1. Dallas excellent on the road, and the fact that they're able to, get that first win. It's not necessarily a 22-1 shot that I'm taking to win 4 games. It's the equity you might get if they indeed do pick up that win in the first game of the series. So we're ready to go, Tony. I'll have a premium pick selection in the NBA Finals on Thursday night at Tony'sPicks.com. Yeah, I'll probably come back in the WNBA. Took one there on Wednesday, but I'm going to come back and keep our winning season going, certainly, in the WNBA. We rolled a couple of video winners here yesterday with you, Tony, so I think we're still got a pretty good handle on what's going on. And an 8-game Major League Baseball card, as you mentioned. We'll have premium picks on the baseball card. Certainly a few day games tomorrow to look at, so we'll have some early action. So make sure you log on and head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off my premium pick packages and everyone's premium picks over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout when you subscribe to my selections. You can get right now a 3-day all sports pass. Will take you into the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, including NBA Finals, NHL Finals included in that package, Tony. We know we're ready to roll here also in the NHL in a few days here, certainly. But if you get that 3-day package, you'll be covered with my NHL premium pick on Saturday night as well. So we still got more WNBA. We're rolling Commissioner's Cup play. It does feel like there's a certain level of intensity, even though we've seen some lopsided games here for a couple of days with some of the teams. But when the good teams match up, we're going to have some pretty good games here as they play for the money. And in this league, it might be even a little bit more significant than the NBA's a new version of the in-season tournament that the WNBA had been conducting for a few years already. It was almost a test run for the men to a certain extent. And we'll have, of course, this weekend, Tony, there's a UFC card on Saturday that will cover that as well. They're going to be in Louisville this week, Tony, for the first time in 13 years for their card on Saturday night. Your purchase of a 3-day all sports pack will cover you for that action in the WNBA. I'm sorry, Tony, not the W, of course, but the other action here on Saturday in MMA. So please join me over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Got Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see a great record here. Ramon over in baseball the last 3 days, over 723 units of profit. There also over 300 units of profit. WNBA over that 30-day period. Click the link in the description. Land on Ramon's page. That's how you'll be able to get on board with his premium picks. Remember the 1-day passes. I know there's best bets, 3-day passes. Multi-packs are profit guarantee. They must turn a profit or the amount you purchased is going back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. Not so in the long-term passes because they're sold at a great discount. So you make the choice, and whatever you choose, that promo code TonyT checkout saves you that 20% off. Again, click the link in the description, land, and get signed up. Check out Ramon Morning's team here every day here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. A pick from every game on the major board, as well as some of the peripheral picks. It is a chat-driven show, so you folks in the Jack can chime in with your picks and contribute. Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk tomorrow.